Okay. First, I'm going to explain a little about poetry. Poetry is a handle manager of dependencies. In your computer, please open this file. Here we can see all the dependencies we need.
Ah, cool.
And if we usually we do this, is it right? Pip install, I don't know, pandas maybe, no? It's okay. But with poetry, this command pip install pandas install the library into whole computer, but with poetry it's only installing in the environment, I mean in this project. I'm going to do the same but with poetry. It will share another thing. Poetry creates a virtual environment. So all the dependencies are going to be installed into them. An example, poetry add, in this case, I'm going to install something that it already exists. Seaborn, an example. And here it says that the poetry is already installed, nothing to add. But in case there is no installed, it's going to install only in the environment, not in the computer. Why we do that? Because when we do the CI/CD, we have to have portability in our projects. So at this way, we don't have to install one per one in our BPS, an example. Another thing, another advantage is that we can see if I install one library more, we can see in the branch, is it right? Because it's code. This would be the new library. Discord change. Well, these are the advantages. Another thing, it's did you take a look at the containerization? Is a topic, is a lesson of the course.
You mean Docker?
Docker, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I tried to do that. I already created a Docker compose. To put this, it's a little simple and a Docker file. I'm going to explain a little about that. Docker file creates an image of Docker, not a container. An image, I mean, there is in Docker Hub, there is image of MySQL, Postgres, Python, but we need something more specialized about our project. So I created a Docker file. Here, the only I'm going to explain about a little. In the line 1, I am installing Python. I specified the version because we don't know if we have another version, another latest version, and maybe it couldn't work. That's the reason. And after that, we can see that we are installing Poetry because it's the only tool that we need. We are copying all to all. That's the meaning of the dot. And as we have all the code into the image.
So you mean poetry is then on a Docker container?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
And when as we have all the code installed into the image, we are going to this command is install all described libraries in HTML file. That what I mean? This. What is all these libraries is going to be installed at once. Where is it? So in your computer, when you have the code, you can do this. We are going to do after the demonstration with you, Sven. After that, we have the image created, and here we can see that we are using this image. This Docker Compose create a container. A container is like a configuration how the container is going to work. The version I don't know. In some documentation I read that they use 3.8 or 3.9. It doesn't matter. This is the name of the container, and it is mandatory because if you turned off the BPS or your computer, always is going to be restarted. It is better to put away. And here you can put the ports. This is the external port, and this is the internal port. What I mean that for another site that is not a container, you have to use that. An example in a client manager of databases, we have to do we have to use that. But in another container that is using this database container, we have to use that. I am using the same because I am not taking the security in this case, but it's better that we use another port. But in the future, we are going to do that. Okay, and here we can see the Docker container. Okay. To see better, the Docker file creates that, but I said I tried because I don't know why. This is starting. I cannot use as a normal container. I don't know why. Maybe we can work in that. And but this step is not necessary for the case, for this first step. In the future, I see that it is important. Images. And here we can see the images. Remember, images is not the same that like container. Container is a configuration. How is the image installed in your operating system. An image is like an operating system, like an ISO, like a disk maybe. Okay, until here is. Do you have some questions or it's clear?
I think it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so far so good.
Okay. Um, do you know about the gitignore file?
No, but I would also be interested how you solved the problem with the secrets that does not be pushed to the GitHub.
Yes. Basically, it it ignored all the paths you put here. In this case, I put the secrets because secrets all only is going to be used locally. In your case, your own secrets, and I put the data because I see it's not necessary these kind of files because this is the result of all the application. Basically, is that to ignore every path you put here. You can put like a single file or like a complete directory. About uh, about what is poetry. This is the architecture. When you create, let me move that. When you create a new poetry, this is the basic architecture. A folder, subfolder. This is the logger of everything you do. If you do some change, you are going to put here. It's not readable because it's I think it's more log for the architecture of poetry. And we have the PyProject.ml and tests. Test is empty because it's part of the architecture of poetry. Now we are going to go here and first it's necessary we are going to go to Binance loader because it's the business logic of all this application. Well, here we are going to initiating all the variables we need. We are going to not see this by the moment. Well, we have destination source, table name, symbol, interval, start and end. Get data frame last date. It is a command about of the Binance. Is okay. Is known. We are going to convert in a data frame. We are formatting the columns. I am getting all columns in this case. We can change that, but I'm getting that. In this case, we are renaming format values. I am putting float values in that date time value, and also I don't know what type was it, but I converted in float. The destination source that I put here I'm going to put more understandable. So this is simple because only we have the we are not going to do explain this by the moment. In this case, we convert in CSV. It is known because we already take the course about that. About line 77 also is known because we are going to convert in JSON file. And I'm going to explain this. In this case, I created a URL factory. What this is like a switch. We have MySQL, Postgres, SQLite by the moment, and all three connections. We can choose one of them because in this URL factory, I'm going to go that. We have all the connections in this definition. So if we choose some engine, we are going to connect with that. I'm going to go to MySQL and we can see the connection. As it's not necessary here, but if you ask where is the params, is here. Where is here? We have all the constants, no, not constants, all the variables, but it's not that not change a lot. Where was it? Well, with this URL factory, one thing is factory method. You can see pattern designs. This kind of programmation about the class URL factory is factory method. So we have the kind of destination source we need. So if it is MySQL, Postgres, or SQLite, we are going to create a connection depending of this, depending of which engine is, and we create the engine, and only we need to connect with that. In this case, if you read here, all the data is being replaced. Maybe we can improve here because in historical data is not good because is much information than the streaming data. And here we are using all the definitions we have, like a receipt. Until here, there is some questions.
No.
Okay.
No, Maestro.
Okay. Well, I'm going to explain about that. But to explain about that, I'm going to run. Yes, it's okay. Where is going to delete that. Okay, as you see, you can read init that is this init definition name get data frame last day, that is it. Why I you read that is because this is a decorator. We already see decorator in the course, and I'm going to open the decorator. The decorator is only like a logger that it put the error if something happened. It's in Spanish, sorry. If something happened, it's going to we can see in the console, but in this case, all is good. So nothing happened. I'm going to go roll back. That is why we are going. We can see these prints, and generate took 0.8 seconds is the timer. Well, the timer is only a subtraction about the start time and end time. No, a lot of logic here. What else? How I get the data about config settings? How I get these values is with it. I created a generator, and as we know, as we see, we need the YAML file and the section. What is section? Is this? So in the first case, we create the generator. Something to add is important. We can know that I am putting here all the constant I have in the project. So if you have another new string constant, please put here. So now you know this meaning. I'm going to come back. So what it said, above you can see config settings.yaml. This is the YAML file, the section. Here we can see Binance streaming data. Is it okay? So we are going to get in all these values. What else? And I'm going to put that. Why I put this line 7 to 8 is because if we put that, we are going to extract in the streaming data. But if we put let me a second, into the command, you are getting the historical data. Why I put that? Because when we scheduled this program, we are going to put this sentence. Is it right? Because one, we need to run, I don't know, every 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute. And the another, the historical data, we have to run every day. It's more easier when we use cron jobs or Jenkins. So guys, already I put some documentation, a little documentation here, when I see about how to use. And here we can see it takes 2.8 seconds about the streaming, the historical data. Well, guys, I think is all. Hello?
Hi. Well, that's pretty impressive. So I've never seen how you can build such an infrastructure in VS Code. So it's pretty cool. So I would have never done this because I didn't know about this whole, but I'm very I appreciate it a lot that you have the experience and can show us how we can start with such a project.
I agree. This is the first time I've ever seen anything like this, like Sven said in VS Code or like anything. I mean, this is very cool, and I appreciate taking the time to show it.
Okay, cool, guys. And we have some another tasks that I see. One is the most important is schedule. The schedule for streaming that I see. I think is from 1 to 5 minutes. Is for historical that I see this every day. I think we need to do that schedule. I see that we can do this with cron job or with Jenkins. Another task I see is install pep8, I think is lint for Python. Another is create tests. So I'm going to create the cards about these tasks, and we're going to take one. Is it okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, for my side is all.
For the first project step, I think we have everything. Do you agree?
Yeah.
So I think we, especially what you did, is much further already. So I think that's good, as we have a little bit of time, and I can get into everything you did in the next days. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think the same.
One other question. Do you go on vacation within the next weeks, month? Is there any time that you aren't available?
I think yes, but it's going to be in, I think it for first about September, for September. Yeah.
Just a day or?
No, I think it's going to be the week.
Okay. I won't be available. So from this Sunday, so also for about a week. But I will work on it this week.
Okay. Thank you for advice.
And Justin, what about you? Are you on vacation the next weeks?
No, I think I don't have any vacations planned over the next couple of weeks. I have some family coming out this next weekend for a couple of days, but in terms of being able to, focus my time and energy on this after I'm done with work, I should be good. I don't think I have any vacations coming up until probably November-ish time frame. That's kind of when the holidays start in the United States. But other than that, it should be pretty chill.
Mm-hmm. And about next week, Tuesday, I think there's like